I was gonna do that thing where I pretend to like I'm confused when the thing goes live, like Justin always does, but turns out I'm not Justin, so I can't do that.
Hey,
This
but
week on Technophilia, we talk about some stuff and some things, which I know is your guys' favorite. You love the stuff and the things. As usual, I am not your host normally. I'm Dave LeClaire in Connecticut. With me, as always, James Bruce in the United Kingdom. Hi, James.
yo,
And we have a special guest today. One of the big wigs that make use of, maybe the only big wig bigger than Justin's big wig, Dr. Jackson Chung, the man I've been trying to get on the show since we started. What's up, Jackson?
Hello, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
It's
it's
great to have
happening!
you.
It's finally happening!
Jackson is in Australia, so it is December 18th right now for him.
December 18th.
Yeah,
I'm in
you're a little,
Australia, I'm not in the future.
you guys are a little, you're a little ahead of the rest of the world. It's okay, we understand.
2 weeks ahead.
Yeah, it's 2:30 in the morning, so excuse me if I'm not like performing like optimally.
So before we get into the news, what do you do at Make Use of, Jackson?
That's a good question to be
People
honest.
want to know.
I guess my main role at Make Use of is being the chief visionary officer. I think of stuff that we can implement, how to make use of a bit more awesome. Um, uh, well, as most of you know, I think I also lead the hardware reviews team, so which consists of James, Dave, Yara, and Danny.
He gives us all the
Um,
cool stuff.
yeah, we review cool stuff, or we try to review cool stuff at least. I also lead the social media team.
Which also consists
Um,
of Dave. Jeez, I'm on all your
Dave,
teams, huh?
yeah, that's right. What else? I guess that's about it.
So,
Yeah.
so like Justin, your job is all theoretical. You just sit around in a dark room and think about stuff. You don't actually
Yeah.
do any work,
And,
right?
and
No.
just to be clear, he's the
Yeah.
person who you referred to back in episode, I think it was like 10 or something, as probably a robot.
Yes, yes. I
Yes.
had that long-going theory when I first started to Make Use of that Jackson was a robot because before I ever had any actual conversations with him, all of his emails are like, to new employees are
Automated.
pre-written emails that he's just copying and pasting. So I was like, well, this is just like the onboarding bot that Make Use of. Just James probably programmed him, with his evil James
Well, I
programming
got those
nonsense.
too. I thought it was quite impressive. I didn't.
So yeah, so James did a great job programming Jackson so well that he's actually sitting here in front of a camera talking to us right now. So kudos, James. I didn't know you were that good.
Yeah, thank
All
you.
right. So let us move on to the news. Our first story this week is that teachers can now offer Office 365 to their students for free with the worldwide launch of Microsoft's Student Advantage. So that means teachers who are spending their hard-earned salaries on a subscription to Office can give it to their students and let them use it, which seems like a good thing to me, but I'm sure James has a negative spin on it because he hates Microsoft. What do you think, James?
Oh, I don't have a negative spin on it. I just love the way if you open up the story, you see the featured image is a classroom full of Chinese students who are like the last people in the world who would ever pay for a legit copy of Windows or Office. But hey, now they can get them for free, right? Awesome.
I was just thinking the same thing. That's like the weirdest feature ever. I didn't notice it before until we just opened it now. You guys at home, make sure you, like, if you're listening live or watching after the fact, make sure you click the link because it's the first image. It'll be right in your face when you open it. It's like just a bunch of Chinese kids and then one of them at the front giving a peace sign like this for some reason. I don't know.
They all
Okay.
did that in
Go ahead.
Asia,
What were you
dude.
doing on that one, brother?
If you ever go to Japan and take a picture of anyone, they will do the peace sign.
Well,
Like
they
seriously,
really
I could pull up my iPhoto. I've got hundreds of them. My students who would they just anytime you take a photo, it's like that's what they do.
I always thought that was just like the weird thing that the schoolgirls did when they were posing in their weird schoolgirl outfits, but I guess
Oh no, it's
that's
everyone all the time.
Huh. All right. Well, there's your news then. Japanese people like to make the peace sign, and Microsoft is offering students free copies of Office. Jackson,
Does
do you have
anyone
anything
care
you'd
about
like to
this?
add on this one?
Not really. I mean, looking at the image, no one has a laptop, so how would they be using Office 365?
Yeah, let's talk about the image more. Hey, look, when I was at university, we would get free software all the time. Anyway, don't they still do that? Like, you get free licenses for Windows and Office, and how is
You
this a
do,
new
especially
thing?
if you have a edu email account. So
Right, that's
yeah,
all you need, basically, and then you can sign up and you get all this free stuff.
maybe things have changed.
Yeah,
Huh.
maybe now they don't. Now you got to have a teacher give it to you. But this sounds like it's more aimed at not college, more grade school.
Because they're
I don't think your
desperate for-
college professor cares enough to give you a copy of Office. College professors don't give a shit.
Well, they don't need to because they get it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so I don't have a good segue to this next story, so I'm just gonna do it real clunky like. So turns out that Facebook does not care about your privacy settings, at least in regards to your friends list, because they were revealing friends lists to people who were not on your friends list, whether you wanted them to or not. So if you choose the setting to only my friends or friends of my friends can see the friend list, I guess it was a bug that people could see it anyway, which is not really good for your friends who probably don't want to be advertised to the world.
It wasn't really like it's not like you can access a list of all their friends, but if you're friends with them, then they have like the people you may know pop up, right? And it would pick a couple of people at random that it thinks you might know by association.
Yes.
So it's
Which-
not really, I don't know.
I mean, it's still, if you set that to private and you don't want people to see your friends, then it shouldn't show up in any way, shape, or form, I would think.
Oh, I see what the problem is. You could actually make a fake account and then send a friend request. Like, you don't actually have to be a friend with this person, but it would automatically show you people they also might know. Which
And
kind of
then-
makes sense if you're joining Facebook and you're like, hey, I want to find
Well,
all my
yeah, because
friends.
Facebook, I mean, that's what they do when you first join, and then they tell you to recommend people to them and all that stuff. So it's trying to do a good thing and take this new Facebook user that has no friends and give them some friends. But in the
Right.
process, it's kind of revealing your private stuff that you don't want.
I kind of feel like if you don't want people to know your friends, why the fuck are you using Facebook? I mean, that's entirely what it is, right? It's a book of faces for friends. It's like that. What else does it do if it's not just that?
Well, technically, it's just a marketing tool. It's not even a book of friends anymore. It's just a way for them to sell you shit.
I mean, seriously, so what's the big deal if someone knows, who your friends are anyway?
Well, it's not necessarily a big deal for you, but it might be a big deal for the person who's being revealed. Like, think of all those accounts that join Facebook that are like bullshit, like spam bot accounts. Do you really want so they send me a friend request and you're my friend? Do you really want a pop up saying like you should also friend Jackson, and then you get caught into the spammer, and then
But
James
it's not
gets
like
caught
you're
by extension of you.
automatically made friends with them. It's not like if this was a famous
Exactly.
person who had lots of private friends. It's not like
That's
you
true.
can still deny Facebook requests. I do that all the time. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
what if
so
you
this is when you
dumb?
actually...
What if you have a
Yeah,
dumb
okay.
friend who just accepts every friend request and then?
Well,
Then
then
they
it's up
deserve
to you
everything
to
they get.
deny the friend request.
But it's more requests that you're receiving, and who wants to receive more requests?
just
I
I
ignore
don't know.
them
I
all.
just like bashing on Facebook. Can I just bash on Facebook in peace?
Everyone likes bashing on Facebook. It's the thing to do. But you know what? It's dumb.
Why is the chat room so empty?
Because someone posted the wrong link, didn't they?
I don't think that would matter that much, though, because most of the people who come to the chat room don't even come to it from the. They just come to it because they know the URL every week.
Maybe everyone's busy putting up their Christmas lights.
I mean, Koshi's not even here.
Koshi's
anymore.
here. Oh, he went. He left.
He left.
Oh dear. Well, never
Koshi,
mind.
come back.
Moving on.
Indeed. So, if you go to a restaurant and a guy walks up to your table and says, "Can I take your order?" does that annoy you in any way, shape, or form?
Terribly.
All right, good. Well, then I have good news for you, because restaurants are specifically Chili's, Applebee's, and I think those are the only two right now, are thinking about replacing some of their wait staff with just a tablet at your table that you just click on and you say what you want, and then it sends it to the back. Personally, I think this is awesome because I mean, it takes out human error, except for it takes out one layer of human error because you don't have
less human interaction is always a good thing in my book.
I don't really. I'm usually, if I'm at a restaurant, I'm at a restaurant with a person, so there's my human interaction. I don't need to human interact with the waiter also, or waitress. Of course, that's taking away jobs from people. I guess that's a bad thing, but they've always said the machines are going to take over. So,
I don't
what do
think
you
it's
think,
really
Jackson? Would you go to a restaurant where you didn't have a waiter and you just ordered through a tablet?
We actually do have that in Australia.
Oh.
So, is that something new in the US?
Yeah,
I
that's what I was
guess.
going to say. It's not that weird, is it? Like, they have these ticket machines in Japan where you can go and you press on the one that you want. Like, it's a big wall of photos, like a vending machine. You press the one you want, and then it automatically gets sent round to the back, and you go and pick it up when it's ready.
I mean, that's basically all the waiter is doing anyway, is you
Exactly,
go,
right.
you tell them what you want, and then they walk up to a computer screen, and they click on a bunch of buttons, and then that sends it to the cook. It's not like they're going to the back and telling the cook what you ordered, so they're basically just a middleman who brings me drinks throughout
It seems
the
like
dinner.
one of those jobs which has to die, one of those jobs that really doesn't need to be a job. There's no point.
I mean,
you might as
someone
well
has
just
to
not be
bring
alive,
you
right?
The
Just go
food.
die in a fire.
Someone's got to bring you the food from the back. I mean, it's not going to they don't have teleporters yet that will transport it from the cook to you, so there does need to be like a food runner.
Like in
But-
those
Unless that
sushi
gets
restaurants
replaced
with the
by a unless that
conveyor
gets
belt,
replaced
yeah.
by a conveyor belt. Yeah.
A conveyor
could you
belt that
actually
goes
fit-
it goes to every table throughout the restaurant. That seems like a very complicated conveyor belt system.
Well, like in a sushi bar, it'll go around the one
Yeah.
central bar and you'll pick off what you want. Not quite the same, but I'm sure they could do something like that.
So you're telling me I have to get up and get the food from?
No. You're sitting at the bar. It's like there's a little conveyor belt right in front of you.
Oh, okay.
And it'll bring all these dishes around as they're prepared, and you take them off, and then when you're done, you kind of... How do they do it? Do they have like little tickets on the thing, and then you go up to the cashier and you pay for all your tickets for the ones
Probably
you've
just
taken?
ask someone to get you a bill. They'll start counting the plates and
Yeah.
the different colored plates.
I'm sure they could do that kind of thing. Jesus, we don't need waiters. Sorted.
I like waiters, but anyway, they're very friendly and they help me get my food, but they don't have a job anymore.
Who
So
should we make unemployed next?
let's make the government unemployed because they were pirating military software and they had to settle for $50 million. This all sounds like nonsense to me, James. Or did you read this story?
I did, but I think it was kind of a boring story. They just it works like licensing, and they had to license a number of servers for a number of clients, and they ended up using like 10 times as many as they were allowed to. It's basically like asset management things for when stuff's deployed on the battlefield. It sounds like a fucking database.
So they weren't actually going onto like torrent sites and downloading copies of this software. It's just that they were using more license than they paid for.
Yeah, that's basically it. It's not.
Oh.
Yeah, they weren't torrenting things. But
That's-
it kind of makes you think how ridiculously overpriced like some of this really shitty software is. I mean, if you think about how much was spent on the Obamacare website, that's like $1 billion. And then in Britain, we're no strangers to this either. We tried to digitalize our NHS, and we ended up spending £9 billion, and we still haven't got it right. And you have to kind of think, well, basically these governments are being scammed. Give me a call. I could have sorted it out for you for 1% of that. Give me $1 million. I'll do it.
Yeah,
And they don't know better. They're going into meetings saying, give me a one-page website, and then this guy is like, all right, that'll be £10,000 development cost plus £1,000 a month in hosting costs. And they're like, okay. That's kind of how it is. And these companies are just scamming our governments, and that's where massive amounts of monies are being wasted on.
They just need
Sucks.
to hire a consultant who actually understands the internet and technology that can be like, no, it does not cost $2 million to make a website. You can get that
Exactly.
done for ways. Have you heard of WordPress?
And the company that made the Obamacare site, they'd actually done a bunch of projects for the government before, which had also been messed up. And
It's almost
this,
like they
this
did
was
it
the
on
first
purpose.
choice. I mean, it's so dumb.
You know, speaking of Obamacare, I thought that stuff was supposed to make your insurance cheaper, but my insurance went up by like $120 a month, year over year. So I guess because I'm not poor, the Obamacare makes my insurance higher. So that
But
sucks.
wait, Obamacare isn't even insurance, is it? I thought it was just a gateway to get other
Right, but
third-party
no,
stuff.
but the Affordable Health Care Act is it like they give you like a government credit towards paying your health insurance, but they like raise the price apparently of the health insurance, and then they give you the credit, and I don't qualify for a credit, so I just pay more.
That all
How
sounds
much is
very
private
messed up.
insurance?
Huh?
Is there do you have an option to get private medical insurance?
Yeah, that's what I have. I have
Ah,
private medical
okay.
insurance, but yeah, it's expensive.
How much is it?
I was paying $195 a month for pretty good insurance.
Holy shit.
But it's actually pretty good insurance, medical and dental, and now the same plan went up to $305 a month.
Actually, I guess if you think about how much is automatically taken off our paychecks or how much I pay in tax, that's probably what it works out as for
Probably
us in
something
England
in
anyway.
that ballpark. It just hurts a lot more when you know exactly what it is, and it's like a bill
Exactly.
that you get taken out of your account. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's that's just a pain in the ass that I felt like bitching about because I have a public forum where I can bitch about things. Speaking of public forums where you can bitch about things, remember when
what was that?
YouTube
Oh,
changed
great
everything?
segue.
You can't. You doing like I did to Justin and pointing out the segue, and then you ruin the segue.
That was really good. Though.
Everybody was real pissed off when YouTube decided to go all Google Plus because everyone knows only Google employees actually use Google Plus, and they've actually admitted now that the common integration with Google Plus has actually increased the amount of spam on YouTube comments, which, quite frankly, I didn't know was possible because I thought they'd reached like the maximum spam level on YouTube, but apparently not. So there you go. I don't really have much more to say about that. That's dumb.
I don't understand how that's even possible. I mean, if you need a Google Plus, you need to authenticate to comment, right?
Yeah, but can't you just like shit out a new Google Plus account like every 5 minutes if you want to? Didn't it take,
I thought you had to give them a phone number or something. And you had to verify
can't you
things
just
nowadays.
shit out a phone number?
I don't think that's mandatory, but you do need an existing email account. But you know what? Spammers always find a way.
Plus, it's not like you can't make a email account.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not really a problem with YouTube then. It's a problem with Google Plus having spam accounts, right? Because surely once you've identified one, it's easy to kill it. You can just ban it from everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how this all worked out, but it did. Maybe people you know what? Maybe people value their YouTube accounts higher than their Google Plus accounts, so they're willing to just spam on their Google Plus
There's no
account.
such thing as YouTube accounts.
There was,
Well, there's not anymore. So
but I'm saying they said the spam went up since the Google Plus. So maybe when they integrated the Google Plus, they were like, this account's disposable. I'll just be a spammer.
well,
And then
this seems like something they could fix really easy if they just started like asking for authentication on every new Google Plus account.
But then people get pissed off about that. You see, no matter what they do, they're screwed.
I don't want to be me. I want to
I
be
don't
someone
want to
else.
verify. You know, people be like, "Wait, but you want now Google wants my phone number? You're Google. I'm sure you already know my phone number. What do you need it for?" You know,
It's just a courtesy, really. They could autofill it
they're
in.
like, we're gonna let you give us your phone number. We already know it, but here, just type it in this text box so you feel better. So
If you click the help button, it says, "This is your phone number." Just type that in the box for us, all right? Go on, good idea.
Confirm that this is correct, even though we know that. So this is
I feel like
probably
this is something they could fix.
Yes, they
Yeah.
probably could. And Amazon is going to fix slow shipping speeds with crazy drones that deliver
Slow shipping.
things within a half an hour of ordering, which sounds like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, because next day delivery is far too slow. I hate that, man. I want it like in the next hour or something.
30 minutes.
Yeah, sorry, 30 minutes. If I can't have it from Amazon in 30 minutes, then sod it. I'm just going to drive for an hour to the nearest town.
You
How
don't think that'd be
lazy
awesome?
do people have to get just to... Seriously, why can't you just get in your car and go to the grocery store and get whatever you want to get and come back? That will take less than half an hour.
No, but
no,
like, what
you
if you
wanna-
want some staples?
Okay.
Then you order them on
And?
Amazon, don't you? You wouldn't drive to town just to buy some staples. How sucky
You know,
would that be?
technically, the wait time will be 5 years because it takes it will take Amazon 5 years to implement this system, right? So, I don't know. Stock up on staples then.
Well, you guys can poo-poo it all you want, but I know when I order something on Amazon, that 2 days feels like forever. And if I could get it in 30 minutes, of course, that depends how much this all costs. Is this?
Oh, yours is
Prime?
2 days. I keep forgetting that. Ours is 1 day over here. Yours
That's
is
because
2
your
days.
country is the size of a state.
Yeah, whatever. And yet it still takes Royal Mail like weeks sometimes.
Sometimes I get it in a day. It depends which Amazon warehouse it comes from. There's one in New Jersey, and if it comes from that one, even if I click 2 days, it's usually 1. If it comes from the other ones, then it's longer.
The real news here, of course, is how Amazon managed to get $3 million worth of free advertising the weekend just before Cyber Monday. Like, literally every news channel had their logo pasted over everything as they announced this news, which was actually announced about 6 months ago, and which won't be implemented, like Jackson said, for another 5 years. Like, it's completely non-news. It was just planted just to get them that free advertising, I reckon.
So we just gave them free advertising, but we're late.
We did. We are late.
Cyber Monday's over.
Cyber Monday's already happened, right?
Although I think there's deals all week. Yeah, Cyber Monday deals week, so we can still get the deals, guys. You can still get them. There's your Amazon advertising.
Okay.
So
Any particular deals you think worth it? What?
did you guys buy anything? I didn't buy anything over like the Black Friday, Cyber Monday stuff.
Nope.
Nah.
Actually, no, wait. I bought a car charger for I got a 5S, and I bought a car charger for it. They had a car charger for $10 on Black Friday, so I bought that. Not a big ticket item, but it's something. You gotta save money where you can. All right, so moving along to the sponsored portion
No, wait,
of the show.
hang on. I feel like we should elaborate on the drone shipment. Don't you think that?
What? You want us to
Don't you think
actually
that's
talk about this story?
Yeah. Don't you think
hell?
it's a stupid idea?
No, I think it's awesome.
I
Really?
think what sums it up is the first thing I read on Reddit comments about people shooting them down and then getting the free treasure.
Yeah, exactly. That was what I was thinking. Or you could hijack the signal that it's on, and basically just get free stuff falling from the sky.
That's like saying that having UPS trucks drive around, people are just gonna people just hijack UPS trucks and steal the treasure.
Well, there was
There's
that
a
video of the
human
UPS
element,
truck
though.
stealing the FedEx package, which I thought was kind of cool.
I don't think most people are gonna be shooting down the drones and stealing. Why is there a penis in our chat room?
I know. Hey, you know what these drone deliveries remind me of? You ever play Worms on the
Penises?
PC, where you would get like a bonus crate?
Right, yeah.
Incoming!
Yeah, how would they actually know where to leave the package?
Is it gonna drop it from the sky, or is this thing gonna like land in front of
Yeah.
my house?
Come
and,
on,
like,
this is so ridiculous.
be like,
I don't think Amazon has thought this through.
Amazon delivery drone, and I have a package for you.
I assume
Does
they'll
it
be
have- does it come
piloted
with
by a
a
real
parachute?
person. So they'll like drive it up to your door, and this little thing will poke out and knock on the door, tick, tick, tick. And then you'll open the door and you'll open your hands and it'll drop into your hands. Come on,
That
this
sounds
clearly
awesome.
isn't going to happen ever.
No, yeah, I don't think they've thought it through.
It'll probably be like one of those things where it only goes to like 3 markets around the country, you know?
No, drones are good for one thing, and that's killing terrorists. Anything else is just...
Did you see the meme on Reddit someone posted where it showed like I think it was Osama bin Laden, and they photoshopped what's his face in there with him, the other terrorist who everybody hated. What the fuck is his name?
That made no sense. Sorry, tell me when
Whatever.
you have a coherent
Saddam
joke.
Hussein. There's the two of them sitting together, and then it shows like the UAV drone they use that drops bombs, and it was like, but they like photoshopped Amazon Prime onto it, and it's like, did you order a package? No, I didn't order a package. It was pretty funny. It's probably funnier if you see it instead of me describing it out loud and forgetting the names of the people on it. That kind of ruins the joke. Anyway, this week's episode is brought to you by Bitdefender's Clueful for iOS. It is the world's first and only way to really understand how iOS apps treat users' privacy. Installed apps are easy to analyze and understand of the privacy-associated concerns that may affect you, and you can download it for your phone right now, and you should, because Bitdefender has been generous enough to support this show for probably going on like 6 months now, and we appreciate it very much. So support them and their other awesome products that they make. James,
Sounds interesting.
What? Who?
Okay.
What? Sorry.
We'll just skip that. Don't worry about it.
All right, good.
No, skip
James,
what?
Next story is
no,
all.
go ahead. What? What? Jackson, speak.
No, I was just thinking.
Is this about drones again?
No.
Okay.
The Bitdefender Clueful.
All right.
I mean, do you need a jailbroken iPhone for that? Because
no, because it doesn't actually read what's on your phone. It acts more like a dictionary, a reference guide for all the apps.
Okay.
So
well, that makes
it
sense.
knows what apps
Are installed, and then they'll tell you. Okay.
I don't think it does, actually.
It should be able to know which apps are installed. I mean, that's right in like the settings of your phone.
Yeah, but the sandbox prevents apps from knowing about other apps.
That's right.
I could be wrong. I believe that's what it is. So you kind of you search for the app that you want to check up on, and then it gives you a listing about that. It's still useful.
Okay.
It's web-based. Yeah, it looks like you search for it.
Yep.
There you go.
Good
James,
stuff.
this next story is all you, my friend.
Oh, yes.
I'll even let you introduce it.
Yeah, well, in what is probably going to be remembered as the most significant scientific research of this decade, the Pornhub server monkeys have been busy looking at the site logs, and they prepared a rather interesting little infographic about porn usage during key world events. So, for instance, did you know in the UK there was a 15% drop in porn viewing during the royal wedding, followed by huge spikes for the rest of the day as everyone was thinking about Kate? Nice. The entire world stops watching porn, like about 30% drop in porn watching during Christmas Day, except for Japan, in which it actually went up by 10%. Oh, Japan. New Year's Eve and New Year's Day still represents the biggest traffic drop globally. And 12 to 3 a.m. on Black Friday, there's a 70% increase for the US, presumably as people use their new computers and big screen TVs for the real purpose of why they were bought. And also in the US, porn views dropped 7% when you all found out Bin Laden had died, but rose 10% just before the end of the world, according to the Mayan calendar. I guess people wanted to knock one out before dying.
Yeah, you gotta do it.
It also rose 9% when the first iPad was released, as users realized they could now watch porn in the bathroom. These stats brought to you by Pornhub.
This week's episode brought to you by Pornhub for all your porn viewing needs. It's blocked in the UK, but that doesn't stop James Bruce.
Ha! No, we don't block porn. We only block pirate movies.
I thought there was that whole thing where they're blocking the porns. Didn't that happen?
Oh, they will be soon. Yes, I'll have to opt in.
Oh, the porns are not blocked yet, though. So James still can readily access all the porn his little heart desires.
I've never heard of Pornhub before. But
He doesn't know what that site is.
I don't.
He probably created it.
He wishes he created Pornhub. I don't think he'd be here doing this podcast with us if James created Pornhub.
True, true.
He'd be swimming in his pool of money right now, analyzing stats. So, speaking of pools of money, Microsoft, they have a lot of money. And apparently Windows 8.1 is more popular than OS X Mavericks, which I don't really think is much of a surprise because I'm pretty sure Windows is always more used than.
Yeah, that's not really news, is it?
But it's
Mm.
it's
No,
still.
I think it is because the Windows adoption rate has always been lower than Apple's. So I think this is the first time Windows actually overtook Apple.
Yeah,
Probably
but
down
in
to
terms of
like
global market
automatic
share,
updates,
though,
surely.
Windows is always way ahead of.
Like, wasn't 8.1 sent out through the Windows Store? So when you went to check for updates on your app, it would have been installed automatically. It's not like
That's right. Yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
So
But that's how Mavericks was too, right? It was.
No, you actually do need to. Hang
it
on.
was shown in the App Store, yeah.
And it gave me an alert saying that there was an update, something.
But I mean, the point is, whoever had a computer with Windows 8 has now probably been upgraded automatically to 8.1. So
Yeah, so
it's not really surprising when the number of Windows computers are still far outnumbering Apple's.
yeah, I mean Windows 7 still has 46.64% of the market share. So and Windows XP still has 31%. So that's 77% of the market share between those two versions of Windows. That's a lot of people. OS X Mavericks has 2.42% of the market share, compared to 2.64 for Windows 8.1. So Windows 8.1 is
How many
just
people are running OS X totally, though?
right. Let's see. It doesn't say how much OS X has in total. Way to be useless, PCMag.com. Bring the fucking facts, all right, bro.
I'll check the stats here.
So, in spite
here we
of,
go.
oh, you
What?
got the stats. Good man.
2.0. 10 point, OS X 10.8 is about 1.85, so it's still only about 4% in total for OS X.
Really? I feel like
Which is eclipsed by the other category.
that's crazy to me. Like that,
It's
as
really
popular
not.
as Apple's are now, it's such a tiny little percent.
No. Wait. Mobile devices from App are popular. They take 55% of the mobile market.
Well, I mean, but MacBooks are still popular. I mean, you go into the local Best Buy and there's an entire section of the computer area dedicated to.
But people are afraid of change. They won't. They're not like you or I who are ready to try out the next new thing just because. You know,
Well,
they want their next Windows machine. That's never going to change. We're always going to. I bet you, like in 10 years' time, Windows 7 will still have at least 30% of the market.
Well, probably if Windows XP still does.
Exactly, right? How old is that now? What does
But
XP still
I
have?
think XP's market share is because businesses don't upgrade.
Yeah, I
You
mean that's the biggest install base of Windows ever. So that's
Yeah.
never going to change, you know.
Well, you never know, man. Maybe 20 years down the road, all of a sudden, Windows 8, Windows 12 will be like even shittier than Windows 8, and everyone will just say fuck it, and then that's it. What do you think, Jackson? Is everyone gonna leave at Windows 12?
To be honest, I really don't care.
You're fucking useless.
In the chat room, Koshi's saying he's saying SteamOS, but I assume that means he reckons SteamOS will be the dominant operating system in 10 years.
Wouldn't that would go in the other category?
Well, no, it would go under the SteamOS category, you bastard.
They're not gonna make a category for it. It's gonna have like 0.02% of the market. It's gonna go in
You
other.
think?
Yes, no one's gonna use that thing.
If they can make all the games that are on Steam work with SteamOS, then I'll run it. I mean, that's
Why
all
would
I'm
you
doing
not
with
just
my
run
computer
Windows?
right now.
The games also work there, and you can do other things.
Yeah, but if they can optimize it, make it better just for running games, Windows is full of all this bloaty crap you don't want. If SteamOS can do better than that, and I feel like they might be able to, then that would be a damn good reason.
If they can actually make games run better, then I would consider it. But they'd have to run better enough that it would be something I would be like that would actually notice. If it's like you get a 0.2% gain in performance, I don't care. So anyway, in spite of Windows 8.1 sales or adoption rate going up, PC shipments are suffering a severe dip in 2013. So no one is buying PCs, I guess. They're just upgrading their current PCs. What do you think, James? Is PC dead?
I don't think PCs are ever dead.
Oh. Well, then
Although
I guess this is the non-story.
most people just don't need a PC. You know, they're quite happy with a little iPad or Android tablet or Nexus 7. You know, they don't need a full-on PC. I think the only thing my parents use that for right now is just for Excel spreadsheets and stuff to manage finances and things like that.
Well, IDC, which is the company who did this study, is claiming that they think that the 2-in-1 devices are part of what is hurting the sales of traditional PCs. But I
like
personally
Windows 8
have,
tablets? Yeah, they're really making a
that's
killing.
what I'm. I don't know where they come up with that because I've never seen somebody use one of those things.
No, because they don't. They buy them, they realize they're crap, and then they leave them in the cupboard. I did the same thing with the netbook 3 years ago.
I see him at the Windows store though when I go to the mall, and the dude at the Windows store is always like, "Yo, man, we're kind of like the Apple store, but like nobody actually buys anything here."
I see them in American TV dramas where they paid, and then I just laugh.
Yeah.
Man, Windows 8 is in every TV show now. Everyone's got a Windows phone. Everyone's
And
got.
it really ruins it for me because it's like this is not a realistic representation.
It's not real.
Jess points it out all the time. She's like, "Oh look, Windows 8. Oh look, Windows 8."
I mean, I'll see
Like,
past
man,
the
these shows are
scientific
dishonest.
weirdness and aliens and stuff, but once I see a Windows 8 tablet, the illusion is shattered. You know, this is not believable.
The government would not use this. It would be too slow and clunky, and it would just be a failure. Yeah, that does kind of take you out of the immersion of the show. But
It does. It's such a shame.
Microsoft's got to get their market share somehow. So I put this story on here, but I don't really know what it's all about because it doesn't make any sense to me. Why would Apple buy social analytics firm Topsy? What are they after here? James, you're an Apple fanboy.
I think they're after figuring out what people think of Apple.
So they're going to buy this thing that analyzes Twitter just to find out what people think about Apple?
I can't think what else they bought it for.
They paid
I
$200
think
million
they want to
for it.
judge maybe announcements, see how people are thinking, like, you know? That's what I reckon.
So do you think they're going to kill it and not make it like a publicly usable service anymore and just keep it for themselves? Or
I don't know.
$200 million
I
seems
don't know
like
why
a
they
lot
do this.
seems like a lot to pay for something that just analyzes Twitter when they could just use the service to analyze Twitter. They don't have to spend $200 million to do it.
Exactly.
So what are they doing?
Do you think Apple is trying to re-enter the social network category again? It did once with Ping, and it turned out to be
that
a
went
flop,
really well.
Hmm.
How's your Ping
So-
account going?
Well, how would this even
I
let them
think-
do that, though?
Yeah, this is more for this is for analyzing Twitter. It's not like its own social network.
That's true.
Maybe they were just bored and they were like, let's buy something. Kind of like how you just sometimes go on Amazon and you're like, let me just buy like a new toy. Apple was like, let's just buy somebody. I don't know. We got all this
Maybe one of the
money.
key points is that this Topsy company is one of only a few Twitter partners with access to the full fire hose stream of information. Like
So does
normally
Apple
they're
inherit
limited.
that by buying them? They get that partnership?
Yeah, basically they get access to roughly 500 million a day tweets.
Well, there you go. That's probably why they spent. That was worth $200 million to them then.
Yeah, that seems like a stretch. I mean, surely they could have partnered with Twitter themselves, aren't they anyway?
Okay. Well, it seems the Wall Street Journal probably can't think of why Apple bought Topsy. I don't think the three of us will be able to decipher their decision.
I am way smarter than
The Wall Street
Deizu
Journal.
Wakabayashi and Douglas McClellan.
A new features for Siri maybe where you can ask her what does Twitter think of stuff. No, that sounds dumb. Sorry.
Yeah.
Koshi would like us to know that Apple could have bought 178,700 bitcoins with that money.
And what will it do with the bitcoins?
It will then buy Topsy with bitcoins instead. It'll just do the same thing, but it'll just do it in a circle.
What's this awesome new section I see on the outline?
We have since Jackson is here and he is the guru of hardware nonsense, he decided that it would be a good idea for him to talk about some hardware news. And so we broke it out into a separate section and let Jackson run the show. So Jackson, the show is yours, my brother.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'm not a guru to start with. I just read a bit of news before the show started, so.
That's what we do, so it's fine.
Okay, so there's a new smartwatch player in town. It is called the Neptune Pine, and supposedly it's the new yardstick in the smartwatch arena. Calling it a watch is putting it mildly, because it's not so much a watch as the 2.4-inch display on your wrist. The thing is rather it's rather big, yeah. So, but that also means that it's not an accessory. Unlike the Samsung Galaxy Gear, it's actually a fully fledged smartphone running Android OS.
Oh,
so assuming it works,
yeah,
really. So assuming it works, it could replace your smartphone altogether. It's got 3G, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, all the usual sensors, GPS, gyroscopes, accelerometers, and it's fully connectable. So
no 4G?
Yeah, no 4G,
I
unfortunately.
want to smack the person who came up with this. So dumb.
Why? Because it's oh, really?
Yeah, it's
Well,
dumb.
Yeah, I mean, it looks okay. Well, obviously the people think it's pretty cool because they've set a goal for $100,000 and they've surpassed it by leaps and bounds. They've managed to raise close to 500,000 Canadian dollars so far.
Which is like $1 billion in the US, I think.
Meh, it's not that successful, but all right.
Yeah, I'm not blown away by that Kickstarter funding. I've seen far better. I mean, it does still have 17 days left, though, so it'll probably hit like $1 million by the time it's all said and done.
Perhaps. So if you're looking for a decent smartwatch that could probably do more than you expected, unlike the Galaxy Gear, you could buy one for about $200. And
It's
they
actually
retail.
not that bad price-wise. I mean,
Yeah.
You can bet the Android on this will never be updated. This would be one of those dumbass gadgets that gets left in the cupboard and never used.
yeah, but if this ends up being your phone, you'd use it. If you got rid of your current phone and just use this thing.
But would you replace your existing smartphone with this?
Well, I think that's actually
no.
the problem, though. If this is meant to be, I mean, what do I? If I don't replace my existing smartphone, I have to sign up for a second account, a second smartphone.
Surely this it can probably tether to your phone if you wanted it.
Yeah,
guessing,
it will.
That's
It will, but
then if I'm still carrying my phone, then what's the point of this thing?
well, exactly.
Exactly.
It's kind of an all or nothing deal, really, isn't it?
Right, yeah. I feel like you're either going to replace your smartphone with this thing, or this thing, I don't see a purpose for it, because everything it can do, my smartphone can do on a bigger, better screen.
I love the way they've got a screenshot of the soft keyboard. Like, for a start, how the hell are you going to use the soft keyboard?
That thing looks tiny.
And it's like the line of text you can see is 2 lines long. Great.
I can't imagine typing on a 2-inch screen.
Typing on the Pine is as easy as typing on a regular smartphone. Only half-size keys. And you can't see what you're
actually
typing.
thinking about it, though, I usually type on my iPhone with it vertical, and the vertical iPhone keyboard is not much bigger than that thing horizontal.
I don't know, man.
You know what? It is, instead of arguing, I would like to review it. I mean, if there's anyone from Neptune Pine listening, we'd like a review unit, please.
Assuming it even exists.
You
which
can
it
review
probably
that
doesn't.
because I can safely assume that me and James would have nothing positive to say about it.
Yep, that's good.
It'd be like, the whole review would be, why does this fucking thing exist? My fingers are too fat, I can't type on this keyboard. Android sucks balls, why does it have iOS installed on it?
You know what? I had a smart watch when I was 12. I don't see this as being anything better.
Oh, the calculator one?
It wasn't just a calculator, Dave. It had a spreadsheet and a million calendars and.
I
just had the calculator watch, which I love.
And mine, you could actually program by pointing it at the screen. The screen would flash on and off, and it would program stuff into it.
Huh. Interesting.
Awesome stuff.
When I was in school, those calculator watches were like a big deal because like kids were using them to like cheat on tests. I can only imagine what it's like now. Every kid has like a smartphone, so not only do they have a calculator, they also have like the entire internet when they take a test. So I imagine that must be a pain in the ass for teachers to deal with. Anyway, what's your next story, Jackson?
Okay, the next
Better
story.
be better than that one.
Okay, I'm not so sure now, so we'll just see how it goes. Okay, if you signed up to buy a pair of Google Glass and haven't received an invitation, you might want to consider Vuzix M100 smart glasses. Vuzix actually managed to beat Google in introducing the world's first commercial available augmented reality glasses. So basically, it's a wearable Android-based computer, which has a telescopic monocle display fitted with a forward-facing 5-megapixel camera. So it projects a 4-inch overlay. So basically, what you're seeing is like a smartphone display at about 14 inches away.
I've used this.
How big's 14
have you?
inches?
Yeah, they had this at CES last year.
Yeah, they sort of won the most innovative product in CES 2013, I think.
Yeah, the demo at CES wasn't super impressive because it was basically just like a video playing in the little screen, so it was kind of just so you could hold it up to your head and see like this is what it would all look like, but it looked pretty cool.
So oh really? How did it actually?
I wish I could have used like the full Android OS, but they said that wasn't really like ready to go. But they had like a video and you could take a photo. They had like the camera app installed on it, so you could look at someone and take a picture, and then
Was it tiny or what?
It's like a little bit bigger than like a Bluetooth headset, but instead of like one of those
No, I mean
older.
the picture. You see the picture.
Oh, it's like a smartphone viewed from like Jackson said, like a foot and a half away. So it's
Right. Okay.
hold your smartphone a foot and a half in front of your face. It was smaller than I expected it to be.
Okay.
And it's not see-through either. It's
It's basically
That's
just a
right.
tiny screen that sits in front of your eyeball, so you have to like look around it if you're looking at the world.
But they have like it's like HD or something, right? No.
Yeah, the video quality was pretty good. Even on the early prototype that they had at CS, the video quality looked nice. Like I was like, wow, I was like, that's not like I expected it to be kind of grainy or like jaggy, and I was like, it's not bad.
It's kind of really difficult to judge this unless you actually try it, isn't it? It's just one
Yeah,
of those-
That's right.
even still, like I said, even trying it
It's
was
yeah.
so early in the life of it that I didn't get to navigate the OS at all, and that's really what will determine whether or not this thing is useful. Is it easy to navigate, or is it am I it's like I'm trying to talk to my Xbox One and saying Xbox on, and it's like fuck you, you know. So
Yeah, like James said, it's one of those things that you need to have in your hand in order to really know how it works. So, what do you think of getting one?
I would like to try it. Yeah.
I'll say this seems like a James review.
It does, doesn't it?
He likes all that virtual reality bullshit.
Okay.
I like the way it has 3 different operating modes. Though you can either run it just as itself, or you can run it as a display for an Android like phone you have in your pocket, or you can run it in like a special, in a special mixed mode where special apps on your Android phone will output a certain like a second screen bit of information to this. But
now that part
depends on
sounds-
support, really, doesn't it?
Using it on its own, I don't know if I would like that, but having it as like a second screen supporting app for my phone, that sounds kind of neat.
But that would be the hardest to
Already-
implement, though.
Yeah. Already it sounds more useful than a pair of Google Glass. Oh, which we're reviewing, by the way, if your readers aren't actually readers, your listeners aren't actually familiar. We are reviewing a pair of Google Glass, and we will be giving it away.
Are we even allowed to do that? I thought there were rules against not giving it to other people.
Is there really?
We can do whatever the hell we want,
Oh,
yo.
dear.
You paid for it. You paid $1,500 for it. It's
No.
yours
When
to
you sign the
give to
thing,
whoever.
it's like you agree that these are for you and not for, like you can't resell it on eBay or something, can you?
Well, we're not reselling it, so we're giving it to someone, I think. I think
I
we're
don't want
allowed
to put a
to.
downer on this review, but you might want to check that.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know, it might not be a bad idea. We don't want Uncle Google coming after us, you know. All of a sudden, we'll be dropped to the bottom of every search result, and
Because it
James
seems
will
like someone else
lose his
would have
dog.
done that. You know? Never mind.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay. We'll find out. We'll find
We'll
out.
worry about that later. Wait,
Okay.
one last thing on this. Do you think $1,000 for this seems like something that if you were just like a Joe Schmo guy and you had like money to spend on bullshit, would you actually pay $1,000 to have this thing? Or $1,500
Probably
for
not.
Google Glass?
No.
No, because that's
No.
a special price for developers. Like, that's not going to be the final retail price. It's going to come down. But this at £1,000 seems $1,000 seems a bit, you know.
Do you think that these things will become like at some point like carrier subsidized, like a phone?
If they can act as a phone, then presumably, yeah.
That might
They
help.
already subsidize things like iPads, or at least they do here.
Yeah, they do that. They even subsidize some. Some of the carriers even subsidize like laptops. Like if you get a
If
commitment
you get a
with
3G
like one of
dongle
those,
or something, yeah.
yeah, 3G cards, you get it for cheaper. So those carriers will subsidize anything they can get their hands on, I guess, right? To lock you into a contract.
We're also
So-
hoping to have a 3D printer by Christmas, I believe, Jackson.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
We
3D
will
printer.
hopefully, and James will be testing it out.
I'm so excited.
print-
Seriously,
How
What else do
long
we have?
until James 3D prints a penis?
that'll be the first thing I print.
Yeah,
that's what I
on his agenda. We've laid out the plans, and yeah, James is gonna print out a realistic 3D model of his penis. So yeah.
Man, he's gonna need a magnifying glass. But don't. Yep.
What else do we have lined up for December? Let's see.
Some
Glasses.
video game
I don't think
system
they're coming
that I
in
don't know if anybody cares about. It's
But
called
yeah,
like
what's
a
it called again?
It's called like a ZBox 4.
Haven't heard of it.
Oh wait, no, Xbox One. That's what it is.
Ah, okay. So we're giving away an Xbox One,
You
and
mean that $500 cable box?
Motorsport 5. That's a game.
what else are we giving away? Oh yeah, we're also reviewing the new Sony Ericsson smartwatch 2. So that's in the works.
Another stupid smartwatch. Who cares?
Hmm.
I remember when I tried to review the Samsung Galaxy Gear and it didn't work with my tablet, and I was angry.
And I'm also excited for these little Sony TMZ. Is it TMZ?
No, it's the HMZ T3
W.
W exactly. It's
I think
it's
the
a
W is
Sony
for
headset
wireless, isn't
display.
It's
I
a
think
it's a
so.
3D display headset.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
put it on, you settle down to some nice Avatar or something, and
What's
then
the? Do you recall the projected screen size on the thing?
huge.
It's huge. Yeah, I think it was 175 inches or something. So it's like totally immersive. So
HMZT3W. Yeah, it was pretty huge, but from quite a large distance, I think. Oh, here we go. The equivalent of having a 63-foot tall cinema screen.
Whoa!
Or maybe that's just this review making things up. Oh no, yeah, 750-inch screen from 20 meters away.
Ah.
700.
It's
I don't
like-
even know how 750. What's that in? Can someone speak non-imperial to me?
Okay, let's. This is when you use
Riveting
your
radio,
dashboard.
700 inches in meters.
I feel like this is where I should jump in as the host and like move us along.
20
but-
No,
meters.
hang on. 20 meters
19
screen.
meters from
Oh.
like roughly 20 meters away. So
Okay, well,
like,
we'll be
I
giving
can't even
that.
imagine that. I'm trying to stand here and think what the hell is
just
20
can't
meters.
stop talking about.
My house isn't 20 meters. I don't know how to imagine that.
Just imagine
Koshi-
yourself in a cinema.
Koshi just said in the chat that he has 170 entries to the PS4 giveaway.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my goodness.
How did he
Yeah,
get so many entries?
There are like close to 70,000 entries now, so good luck.
Isn't that
Koshi.
like our most popular review ever?
Yeah, it is. It is. We'll see how the Xbox One does.
Yeah,
I
But
don't
anyway, we'll
think
be
it will be as
giving.
popular. Just based on the popularity of the console themselves, I think the PS4 will be more popular.
that would be quite
Okay.
good if it did represent that in a way.
Scott, I said the PS4 review was more popular than we anticipated. We assume the Xbox One will follow the same pattern. And then Scudderman says, "I'm no market expert, but I could have told you that." Yeah, but I knew it was going to be popular, but I didn't know it was going to be that popular, that it was going to be the most popular giveaway within like 5 days after it going live. Like, I didn't know it was going to be that big. Anyway, so Jackson wants to give you all a T-shirt because he's a kind and generous soul.
He doesn't want to give you all one. What are you talking about?
Let me finish.
I just said Jackson wants to give you all a T-shirt. If I was a listener at that point, I'd be, oh my god, all of us.
Listen,
T-shirt,
none of the
yay!
words I say are legally binding by any form of contract because I'm special and I have special needs. Anyway, your odds of winning this are very good because there's only 9 of you in the chat room.
And 3 of them are us. So
the question is, as he types it, what bit ticket item do you think Microsoft should review next?
Read that again. Read that again.
I assume what he means is, what big ticket item do you think Make Use Of should review next? Best answer in the chat receives a free T-shirt. So, the product reviews team consisting of me, James, Jackson, Yara, Danny, and occasionally Cannon and occasionally Erez. What do you think we should review next? Not only do you get the free T-shirt, but you also get a chance to review to win whatever you suggest. So
we're just going to sit here for 10 minutes. And,
we'll sit here silently and wait for your answers, everyone.
Well, let's revisit this in 5 minutes once they've had a chat.
Yeah.
Move on to the gaming
news.
news.
Move on to the gaming news, the part of the show where Dave actually talks. Wait a second. I've been talking the whole show.
Talking so nicely as well, Dave.
The PlayStation 4, which is a video game system that we've been talking about, has sold 2.1 million consoles since launch, which is a lot of consoles.
Is it though, really?
I mean,
it sounds like a big number.
Relative to other console launches, that's a lot because other console launches have never been able to make 2.1 units in the first couple months, or not even couple months, couple weeks. So, again, that's just impressive that Sony was able to manufacture 2.1 million consoles in such a short time frame and get them into people's hands.
Yeah, that's probably more a statement about their ability to manufacture rather than its demand,
yes,
surely.
Because if they could have manufactured 4 million, they probably would have sold 4 million, you know? But the fact that they could get that many out when, like, with the Wii launch, when Nintendo was able to get, like, 400,000 out for the first month, and then you compare that to 2.1 million, that's just goes to show you technology has come a long way, and
but with the
how
Wii,
the
that
Chinese
worked
are able to build
in
stuff.
their favor because it was generating a huge amount of chat about it, you know, where to get the Wii. But with the PS4, weren't they kind of fizzle out a bit too early? Like everyone will buy one and that's
you
it.
still can't find them right now, though. They're out of stock everywhere. At least in the United States, they're out of stock everywhere. Same
But
with
it's
the
not
Xbox
like
One.
to the degree that everyone's talking about it on the news. You see what I mean?
But
There's
that's
no
also
free
because
advertising for that.
The Wii was being purchased by people who don't buy games usually. The PS4 is a system that's 100% targeted at hardcore gamers. I mean, it doesn't even have like the TV stuff like the Xbox One, where Xbox One is kind of targeted at like the casual fan. The PS4 is a machine built for gamers, and that's it. So
the way I understood it was when the Wii was launched, they were deliberately limiting supply in stores in order to generate a buzz, to make it hard to find.
I don't think Nintendo ever confirmed that that was the case. I think people speculated that that was the case because the number that they put out was fairly
like 3
low.
per store or something. It was stupid.
Yeah, it was fairly low relative to what they probably should have been able to make. But the other thing is Nintendo, you got to imagine they were taking kind of a risk on the Wii. It was kind of something that's never been done before. So they may have thought, like, maybe we shouldn't make too many in case this thing completely shits the bed and nobody wants this motion control stuff. Huh. So it could have gone that way, too. That there's something new.
I hadn't thought about it like that.
Well,
what's the figures on the
Xbox then? Huh?
Have we got latest figures for Xbox?
No. That means they're much lower, whatever it is. It's if Microsoft's not screaming
They
from the
haven't told
rooftops
us.
that we sold 2.2 million, then
After that 1 million, which was probably exaggerated anyway, it's like,
well, the 1
yeah,
million
we're not going to talk about
was
it
an
anymore.
unfair advantage because that was in like 20 territories compared to
Yeah,
Sony in one territory.
But what's this 2.1 figure then? Is this
That's including
worldwide
the
as well?
launch in Europe now because they launched on the 29th.
Oh, okay, so that's a more fair comparison then, 2 to 1.
Yes. Which is about, I think, what people anticipated that the market share would be out of the gate was about 2 to 1. So I think it's right about where it should be.
Reasonable.
Yep. So, James, why don't you tell us about this weird playroom thing where people were having sex on camera or something?
I was kind of hoping you could actually, because I don't really know what the playroom is, but as
All right.
I understand it, it's like a... No, I don't. Carry on.
Okay. So what Playroom is it's an augmented reality thing. So like if you get the Nintendo DS, you get those little cards, and you zoom in with the camera, and then it puts some stuff on your table and lets you play with like a real something. So this does that, but on a bigger scale with the Sony camera, which I don't have, so I haven't been able to use Playroom myself.
Oh.
But I've seen Giant Bomb on their Quick Look; they were playing it. So it does stupid little things like it puts. Like you've seen the picture here, it puts a bunch of robots on the floor, and you can like swat at them with the remote and stuff like that. But the big thing is it puts you on you are the big picture in the game, whereas normally when you're streaming on Twitch, you're a little box in the corner, and the game is the big picture. So
Yeah, so people were broadcasting this to Twitch because
right.
that's what
so
you
what
can do
happened was
from a
it started with
PlayStation
like
now,
a
right?
husband and wife, which I think are the people you see in this picture, and they really blew up on Twitch at first, and everybody loved it. They were doing funny stuff, and it was a great thing. It was like this cool little viral thing that happened. All of a sudden, their Twitch stream went from like 7 viewers to like 20,000 in a matter of an hour, and that was cool. But then other people are like, wait a second, I can use this to be an asshole. So people were standing there naked and jerking off and stuff like that, and people were using it for all kinds of bad things because that's what gamers do. They can't let anybody just enjoy something nice. And then
kids started doing it.
yeah, all kinds of stupid shit happened because now that with the PS4 it's so easy to stream to Twitch. You don't need a capture card. Anybody can click 2 buttons, log into an account, and you're streaming, which is a great feature, but you give the masses access to stuff, and that's why we can't have nice things. So Twitch said that our service is for streaming games. This is kind of a game, so they just took it off of Twitch because people were using it to be assholes. So what started out as something really cool and kind of nice ended up turning into a shit show, like everything that always happens on the internet.
Which is kind of a shame, really, because I don't know why Twitch would do that, but like I don't know why they have a rule against it only being a game,
I think it's just they have Justin TV, which is also a Twitch company, and that's for Twitch is a Justin TV company, and that's for regular nonsense.
I mean, can you switch your PlayStation 4 to broadcast to Justin TV instead of Twitch?
You could do Ustream.
You can do that as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is what basically.
Well, in that case, that's all right.
If you want to stream yourself just talking, then use Ustream.
Oh, well then there's no problem, is there?
Well, the problem is that nobody fucking wants to use Ustream because Twitch is the big streaming service right now, and nobody cares about Ustream. That's
but Twitch is for broadcasting games, and this isn't a game, so it's easy to see why they would do that.
Right. The problem is not Twitch. The problem is the asshole people who ruin the fun for the people who were actually using it for the way that it was supposed to be used, which is to play with the stupid little robots and do funny shit.
But this isn't even a game. You can't even define this as a game. It's not a game.
It has game elements in it. The problem is people just weren't even using those, and they were basically just using it as a way to sit there and talk, like we're doing.
Yeah, but we're not doing it to Twitch, and we wouldn't be allowed on Twitch, would we?
And we are also far more interesting than these people.
Nah.
We're also not sitting here naked jerking off while we're recording this.
Well, if you click through the link in the show notes, there's a best of PS4 Playroom video, which might be worth watching.
There you go.
Yeah.
Don't use Playroom, assholes.
What?
So
that wasn't the message from the...
Oh, that's my message. That's what I took away from the story. Listen, I can extrapolate my own message from the story. Don't sass me. What the hell? What the fuck? This the wrong link.
Yeah, you got the wrong link.
All right, whatever. I know the story anyway, so I don't really care.
Yeah.
So there was a guy. I think we probably talked about it on the show. There was a kid who spent like 2 years making a Skyrim mod called like I think it was called like Falskar or something like that. He made this mod. He wanted a job at Bethesda working on the next Elder Scrolls game. So he spent 2 years making this giant mod that basically rivaled Skyrim in scope and size all by himself, and it was really good. Everybody loved it. And he didn't get a job at Bethesda in spite of how awesome his mod was. But now he got a job at Bungie, so the makers of Destiny and Halo, the old Halo games. So congratulations, young guy that made mod. It just goes to show you that if you're willing to dedicate 2 years of your life to working for free, you can get any job you want. And that's the moral of that story. And that's all on that one. Last news story up for bid is from Make Use Of, the greatest website on the internet, is my source. And Steam is now letting users review games in the store, which seems like a feature that should have been there from the beginning. What do you think, Jackson? Is this revelations, or is this just something Steam should have had from the beginning?
I'm not a big gamer, so I'm indifferent.
You're an asshole.
I didn't
What do
realize
you
they didn't
think?
have these. Why wouldn't they have ratings? What is that?
I think, I don't know, maybe they figured bad ratings would hurt the sales of games, and they don't want to hurt the sales of games.
Huh. I just
I don't
spent a ton on Steam yesterday during the sale. I think I bought what's that game? Which is like a free-falling game. What do you call it? And it works on the Rift. So you basically jump off a building, and then you're falling in the Rift, which is of course awesome.
So is the game first person?
Yeah, it's as if you just jumped off it feels like you jump off a building. It's pretty, obviously in the Oculus Rift that's pretty intense, and you don't get sick at all, which is quite unique for an Oculus game. And I bought Civ 5, which I've been playing non-stop, and another Oculus optimized game. I don't know what it is. I forget.
Where do you get the time to play these games?
I don't. This is like the first time I've had time to play games in probably years. I've literally just turned my PC back on after having it off for about a year.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
I think the
I make
problem
lots
is
of
because
time
I
to
used to
play
play
video
PS3 and play Call of Duty and stuff, and now that they've banned my account from getting access to anything I bought, I'm kind of going back to PC.
How was the response to that article you wrote about that? Did anybody care?
Some people in the chat room were calling me dumb because I hadn't called support when I clearly had. They're like, "Oh, call support. They'll do that for you." No, they fucking won't. And someone said they might do it if you keep harassing them, so I'll do that. And there were lots of other people saying, "Yep, told you so. DRM sucks."
That's about the response I would expect, I suppose.
Yep.
So we're just planning to wait it out?
Yeah, I mean, I've written to head office, so we'll see if I get a response from them. And if not, I'll start contacting consumer agencies of all sorts.
Oh yeah! That's what I was waiting for.
Credit card
Bring it
fraud.
on, bitches. James wants to play his Call of Duty Ghosts.
Yep.
All of my
Do we
friends
wanna,
are going back to Call of Duty 4.
What? What? Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, none of them really liked Ghosts, so they're all like, you know what, let's just go back to the best Call of Duty. Let's just go back to 4.
I'll have to do that because that's the only one that I still have that works on the Xbox. Do you want to go back to the chat room and see what
Yeah,
they
so
have?
let's parse through these.
Scudderman suggested Google self-driving car.
Okay, that's close to impossible.
We have another
Dave suggested-
PS4,
You should review Justin.
4K TV,
Justin's review score might be a little low.
graphics card from
A
Koshi.
sex room. Oh, I like that. What's this?
I'm
Dave,
sure you
expand
do.
on the sex room idea.
Let's see, a high-end graphics card from Koshi.
A gaming PC with triple graphics card and water cooling.
That'll cost a bomb. A 16K TV. That's not even a thing.
Yeah.
So far, the best suggestion seems like a 4K TV to me.
That's true. But what would you say about a 4K TV? Oh yeah, it's sharp, and that's it.
We didn't ask them
I
to factor in the logistics of it. We just asked them
can't
to
see any
suggest.
pixels.
We just asked them to
That's-
suggest a big ticket item, and that is a nice big ticket item. They don't have to
That's
think about
true.
how to review it. They're the readers.
Okay. Okay.
Well,
Let's see.
I'd award it to the sex room idea. That sounds.
What exactly is a sex room?
I don't
room
know,
is a
but
sex
I'd like to find
It's
out.
not-
All you
It's still a
need,
product.
you need two consenting adults in a room,
Hang
and
on a
then you
minute. I
have a
will
sex
Google
room.
sex room.
Oh,
Whoa,
please
wait,
don't do
whoa,
that.
whoa.
Okay, so who actually suggested the 4K TV? I think we'll do that.
That was Scudderman, who has approximately 17,000 T-shirts.
Already?
I don't
Okay.
know. I think he's got a lot of T-shirts. I don't remember.
All right. So how do we do this? Should we just get
I have
Scudderman
Scudderman's
to-
email address because he's already won a T-shirt from the show, so I will email
Okay.
him again, and I will have him fill in that same form. And
Okay.
actually, he also suggests or a 4K computer monitor.
All
Well,
right,
if you get
that's
4K, you
doable.
could probably use a TV as a computer monitor anyway.
Hmm.
You could, but would you really want to use like an 80-inch TV?
Yes.
Yeah. Come on.
Why
I sit-
wouldn't you, Dave?
Well, I'm sitting like a foot from my monitor right now. I don't know if I could sit a foot in front of an 80-inch thing and be like, oh.
Every day I stand in front of this 27-inch iMac and think, shit, the screen's too small.
It's too small.
I'm looking at two 24-inch monitors in front of me, so they seem plenty big enough to me. I don't
Imagine
know.
if you stacked them up and then had, I don't want to do the maths to figure that out, 24, 40, 48 inch if you stack them up.
Are we actually going to review the 4K TV he suggested, or are we just taking his suggestion, saying thank you, and then moving and
Why
giving him a
not?
shirt?
No, we could try. That's for sure. We could try.
Man, shipping on that.
Let's just see how much it costs first, okay? But yeah,
I don't think,
Scudderman
I don't
gets
think
the
that'll
free-
fit in
free
my
t-shirt.
in my United States Postal Service flat rate box.
It'll fit in my office. I'm seeing one here for £15,000. Little out of our budget.
There's cheaper 4K TVs out there, isn't there?
Are they?
What about a 4K projector? I could do that.
There's a Psyche Digital has a 50-inch 4K UHD 120 hertz LED TV for $769 on Amazon right now. It's normally $1,500.
Seems like
But it's-
what the hell would you be able to put, what content is even in 4K right
Yeah,
now
yeah,
apart from
yeah.
something you output from a computer?
Good question.
4K projector, $25,000. Yeah, sure, we'll stretch to that.
So the next question is probably, should you buy a 4K TV, even though you can find a cheap one?
Who is Psyche Digital, though? I've never even heard of this company.
Well, if you'd like to win a t-shirt next week, you should turn up to our chat room because it's looking a bit lonely in there this week.
Yeah, usually we get like 20+ people in there, and today there's like none.
Probably because Justin didn't promote it on Twitter.
I promoted it on Twitter. I said, well, I didn't link to it, but I said, we're going live in a few minutes, and I posted on Make Uso's Facebook. I mean, that's the audience. That's where the people are, bruh. Anyway,
You know what? I guess people are at work
they're always
having-
at work. They just listen
having
anyway.
real
usually.
jobs.
Yeah, they listen from work.
These people have no life. Wait, I'm insulting our fans.
Could you do the 4K TV as a reward for comment of the week?
Sure, why not?
No!
What was Scudderman's email? I forgot.
Oh, fuck. Right,
Just
moving
don't
on.
say that.
I had a little pick of things you should watch this week. I don't know. Did that make it into the show notes, Dave?
It's not on the not on the site.
Oh, well, we'll put it in the show notes for this episode because they're kind of cool. The first one is Richard Dawkins reading his hate mail from like fundamentalist Christians. It's hilarious. It's too funny. You know when someone who you really really respect starts coming out with the F word and other nastiness. It's hilarious. And in that vein is also the second pick, which is a reenactment of YouTube comments between two old guys, and they're reading like the conversation of two teenage girls on a Justin Bieber video or something, and it's kind of hilarious.
That's kind of like the commercials they have on here for Sprint. They always do like your Facebook posts are important on our network, and they have two famous actors who are older, whose names escape me right now, read the comments in like a dramatic reading on a stage.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. It's awesome. It was. It's
I wish I could remember the name of the actors though.
And then the other one I picked out was why imperial measurements are stupid, and it's like a 5-10 minute long video of all the different imperial measurements and conversions, and it's absolutely ridiculous. How many
James
hands
Earl
to a
Jones
feet,
and
Dave?
Malcolm McDowell.
No idea who that is. How many feet? How many hands to? No, wait. How many hands to a foot, Dave?
How many hands to a foot?
What?
There are hands in imperial measurements. How many hands to a foot?
I've never heard of a
One
hand.
and a half.
It's like 3, and then there's the difference between a Roman mile and an imperial mile and a thingy mile. It's so dumb. Watch the video and you'll realize why people think the imperial system is stupid, and we could please stop using inches.
One hand is 4 inches.
One hand is 4 inches.
And 12 inches are in a foot.
Yeah, so 1 foot is 3 hands.
Yep.
Did you?
I've never heard the measurement hands, though. I've never heard anybody be like, this thing is 1 hand.
No.
I don't like it.
No. Anyway, that was my little pick.
They
and I had a
really want
question.
us to give away another PS4. Should we somehow figure out a way to give away a second PS4?
If
I
it was
don't
that
think
popular,
so.
damn straight we should.
I don't think so. We have to get one first, and that's going to be difficult.
No, we have the PS4 to give away. It's the Xbox One that's the problem.
Oh God, don't tell them that.
That's true, but they want another PS4 to give away, you see, so we need to get another one. So that's not easy.
That's true.
I have a request to Koshi while they're chatting about rubbish. Koshi, I want you to explain to us what a Bitcoin tumbler is, because I was reading through the r/cyberpunk thing the other day on Reddit, and it was like a little short story, like a true short story about someone who'd been following this Bitcoin tumbler. And if you check the Bitcoin chain account for it, it's like people are throwing in thousands of Bitcoin into this account, and this account has a couple of 100,000 Bitcoins. And they're kind of wondering, I don't understand it when they talk about Bitcoin tumbler, so I need you to tell me what that is.
Are you mining
Whoa,
Bitcoins,
Wes, let me
James?
tell you, a Bitcoin tumbler is a thing that...
I actually considered mining Bitcoins about 4 years ago when they first came out, and it was so difficult. It was so
You
complicated.
should have, right?
Right, exactly. I would have been rich now.
Yeah.
But, and then I was thinking about buying some when they were like $40, and it took like 2 weeks to get my account verified, and then it was like I could send a couple of $1,000s into this place in Japan and wait 2 weeks for them to verify that, which just sounded a bit dodgy, so I never bothered. Which again is a shame, because then I would have been, 20 times better off.
Yeah. So you planning on starting now?
No. It seems like they're pretty worthless for doing anything except for investing in, which is, well, maybe I could then. I don't know. It seems like a big scam. I reckon there's people out there with hundreds of thousands of them, and it seems like a scam. I don't trust it. I don't trust it at all. You can't use it to do anything when it's that.
Yeah, well, what we could use it for is just to exchange it for real money. So.
Right. Like, the only reason to buy one is if you want to keep hold of them. Like, there wouldn't be any point in spending them, right? Because the thing you buy would be, its value would have its cost would have effectively doubled next week when the price of Bitcoin goes up again. So what the hell is the point of that? It's a useless currency. Let's wait for the next big thing, then I'll get on that, I promise.
Okay.
Bitcoin 2.0. Koshi, I don't have your response yet. I don't know how slow the chat room is, but tell me what a Bitcoin tumbler is. That's not going to happen.
I'm messaging Scudderman live during the podcast.
Good job. The show isn't over yet, though, so maybe you should think about finishing it up.
It's not over yet? Oh, right. I got to say all the ending stuff that Justin would usually say.
And then you've got to come up with a title.
Let me... All right. Let us put an end to this show. No, I'm just kidding. That's not the
Forever.
end. All right. Make sure you follow us on Facebook. We are facebook.com/Technophilia podcast. Follow us. Actually, we don't follow us on Facebook. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at the Technophilia. Follow me at SideOx. Don't follow James because he
Wolfie
just
Smith
tweets,
with a 0.
he tweets spam. And Jackson, how the hell do you spell your Twitter name if you want people to follow you?
It's AE
Anonymous or something, isn't it?
anonymous with a 1. So
Yeah, that's
not
helpful.
the best Twitter handle.
Yeah,
so.
follow that bullshit, whatever the fuck.
What do you tweet about, Jackson? Do you actually tweet?
It's mostly automated. It's
mostly
basically my
tweets to
make
his
use of articles. Yeah.
But at least he's not tweeting about fucking Pizza Hut.
Oh no! Wait, hang on. I'm actually trying to get 1,000 Twitter followers. So if you guys could follow me and if I could reach 1,000, that would make my day. Oh, I'm at 999. So the 1,000 follower who actually, the 1,000 person who follows me will get a free T-shirt.
What if it's not one of our people? If it's just a random person.
I don't even know how to spell your Twitter name now. Isn't it AE something?
AENON1MUS.
That's not how you spell anonymous.
No, it's so far from spelling of it. It's like if he ran it through a translator, fucked up the numbers and letters
changed
a bit,
everything.
and then messed it around.
Yep.
That's right.
There I
We
see
got
it.
999 followers.
Oh my god, I'm going to be the next one.
You
Wait.
mean you haven't followed? You weren't following me, James?
It says you already
I
followed.
kill you.
Did it? Was I?
Yeah,
Am I?
you're listed as one of his followers. Anyway,
Okay.
Oh, damn it.
if you guys are feeling really generous, I mean, we're giving you a PlayStation 4. We've given Scudderman like an entire wardrobe of T-shirts. You should go to iTunes and write us a review because that helps us get featured by Apple, which is how we all become famous and we all become millionaires. So make sure you do that. And that's it. Show's over. So fuck you. So now we're going to go to the post show where James is going to make the art because I don't have Photoshop.
I'm not making art. You can screw that for a joke.
All right,
Or at least
Jackson.
I'm not doing it on air.
Because I don't have Photoshop installed.
All right.
Yeah,
how do I
Jackson
make the
probably
art?
has Photoshop.
What do I use to make the art? Is there like
Right.
a background or no?
Oh.
Hang on. What's the title?
Yeah,
Well,
we need
we'll
a
get-
title, don't we?
Chat room starts shitting out some terrible title ideas, and then hopefully one of them will suck less than the other ones, and we
And
can
Koshi
use it.
has failed us. He says his internet's dying. He'll get back to me.
Kashi, you're Kashi. Let me give Jackson the
Yes.
files that he needs to make the art happen. Yeah. Alright, so hold on a second, Jackson. I'm just taking my sweet ass time here getting what you need because that's how I roll. Copy image URL. So here's the base image. Wait, it's too small though. Why is it not full size, James?
dunno.
So that's the base
Ooh.
image. Okay.
But
I'm
it
on the
should be
newsletter today.
it should be the
Awesome.
1680 by 840 though.
No problem. I got that. Okay. And
And then you make the icon that goes on the
Okay.
right bottom side of it.
okay.
Yeah, we could probably just get away with a 600px square file.
Okay.
What?
So 600 pixels
I thought-
by 600.
Yeah, it's 600 by 600. Justin does that. I thought it was 400 by 400.
Nope, 600.
All right, that goes on the main. Yeah, you don't even worry about the big image for making.
Although you
stuff.
probably don't have the right font.
Yeah,
No, hang on.
No.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll just
use whatever. It's better than that
yeah.
time that I made the art where I just used last week's art and then crossed out the name.
something title.
That
Yeah.
was awesome. We still need a... Scudderman suggests the US government is pirating this show.
That's pretty good, actually. You don't get a T-shirt for that, though, Scudderman. Anybody else got anything?
How about Technophilia in 4K?
Sounds good.
It's kind of dishonest.
Okay, that's true.
But then again, how much of the things we say on this show are legitimately honest?
And you got to do it quick because I got to leave soon.
Okay, hurry up then.
Justin is dead. That's what Kosi suggests. That's not.
Well, I
right.
think after we had James is dead last week, that's only fair.
Shall we?
No.
No, that's dumb. So far,
Okay.
I kind of like the U.S. government is pirating this show. I want to torrent Technophilia. That's not. I don't know if that's a title suggestion or if that's just a statement of what he wants. Come on, chat room. You guys really suck today. I hate that there's a delay, so like they're not gonna hear me say they suck for like another minute. Can you review from the iTunes website? I don't know. Get an iPhone, Scudderman.
Don't think you can.
Dishonesty makes for good marketing. That's true. We may have to come up with a title on our own because the chat room sucks today.
Okay.
What do we talk
The
about?
chat room's mostly empty. 'Cause people have better things to do in December than listen to podcasts.
What if we call it more PS4s? No?
What about free PS4 for everyone in the chat room? Oh my god, wouldn't that be awesome?
That would be awesome.
But it's not going to happen.
Let's see. Justin, what if we call it? No.
I feel like we should have a drone on the image somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, there should be a
Drone.
drone.
Maybe it's
Should it
carrying
be
a
in?
power
How about
crate.
Technophilia podcast, Technophilia 91, delivered in 30 minutes or less.
Sounds okay.
Domino's might sue us though. 'Cause that was always their slogan back in the day.
Wow. Looking for an image of a drone.
Technophilia delivered faster than Amazon drones.
Okay, well that's not good.
I don't like that one. Technophilia, something involving the drones.
The US government is pirating drones in 30 minutes or less.
That's way too long.
Well, we could have the longest title ever. Hey, we still need some ideas for episode 100.
Oh yeah. Let's get a title first. We can worry about that later.
Yeah, get a title.
Isn't droning another word for like talking about nothing?
Droning on about something.
Yeah, so what if we can somehow tie that in? Us droning on about bullshit. Another week of droning?
Or your next Technophilia is free.
Technophilia, more than 30 minutes of droning.
30 minutes or less, or your next Technophilia is free.
It's kind of long.
There's nothing wrong with long. There's no arbitrary limitation on titles.
In my head there is.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Why don't you come up with
Go
something?
find a
Tom?
picture of a drone. Put it on
It's
a worm's
impossible.
background. What?
Does it need to be Does it need to be Creative Commons?
It's supposed to be.
Oh God, do we care?
But
we really?
sometimes we don't.
All right, I'll just Wikipedia. Just Wikipedia drones. So we're sticking with the drone team.
Yeah, I suppose. But the title is not coming.
Technophilia spying on the NSA using Amazon drones.
That's terrible, Scudderman. That's the worst title I've ever heard from you, and you're usually good for some good ones. Wait, what if we tie in Jackson being a robot somehow?
Why does it need to be me?
Because you're the guest.
Just this man is a robot.
This man hates games. Jackson, did you know that when we called our episode "This Man Hates Games," for like 3 months after that, every gaming article had a link at the bottom of it with James's stupid face. That was the art for that episode. And so anytime there was anything on Make Use of about games, it showed a picture of James at the bottom with "This Man Hates Games" as the title. It was an awesome period in Make Use of's history. It was one of my favorites. Because it was pretty much at the bottom of every one of my articles, because all my articles were about games, and there'd be James' stupid face. Alright, so we need a title.
You suck.
How about Jackson? Is that you? And then the picture is of a drone. No? Alright.
Meh.
Technophilia is pirating the U.S. government. No. That's from John K. Who's John K? Is he a new listener? I like how that. I like it written like that, where it's like just Technophilia spread across like 4 lines. Tech, Nop, Phil, Ia. Technophilia, drones for life. More than an hour.
Is this usually how the post show goes?
No, usually the chat. Usually we have like 20 people in the chat, so they give us good ideas.
Okay. I guess this font is pretty close.
Yeah, it's got that 8-bit style. It's close enough.
99. No, hang on. 91, wasn't it?
Yeah. James, you got anything?
No, I'm just reading this story about Skyjack hacker drones could steal your Amazon parcels right out of the air.
John says he's a new listener. He just saw our Facebook post for the first time today and followed the watch. John, we appreciate you coming on and sticking around for the show. I hope you liked it.
Awesome.
If not, fuck you.
Oh, that was harsh.
Well done, Dave.
That was harsh.
Only if he didn't like it. If he liked it, then awesome. But if he didn't like it, whatever. You know, sometimes we're better when Justin's here, I promise. Let's see. And also, John, since you're new, this is not part of the show. This is the post-show, so that's why it's boring and shitty.
Dude, this is awesome. Skyjack is a software spec.
James, focus on the task at hand.
Creating drones that fly near other drones, hack them, and then recruit them under their control. Oh my god.
Was that the one that uses the Arduino to hijack?
It's carrying a Raspberry Pi, and it's based on a Parrot AR drone, one of those things that we reviewed. And 2 wireless transmitters. It seeks out the wireless signal of nearby drones, hijacks the connection, and then commandeers the flight control system. That's absolutely awesome. Oh my god.
John says he enjoyed it. Fuck me anyway. I like this guy. This guy's gonna stick around. I got a feeling. He's gonna fit right in with our group of fucking idiots that watch this show every week.
Picture title: This Man Hates James.
That rhymes with "This Man Hates Games." Come on, there's gotta be something here that we're not seeing with these drones. And
you got 3 minutes, then I'm leaving.
How about "Picture Me Dronin"? Isn't that like a rap song? It's like "Picture Me Rollin'" or something. Or what about "They see me dronin', they hatin'"?
What?
It's on that rap song. They see me rolling, they hating.
What part of you looked at me and thought, I know, James will understand a rap reference?
They trying to catch me riding dirty, trying to catch me riding dirty. So in
Oh,
this
that one, yeah, that one. Oh yeah, I'm down with that. Faux schnizzle something.
Weird Al did a remix of it. His was called White and Nerdy instead of Ride and Dirty.
Oh, I know that. Was that? Oh, so I've heard the
Do you
remix.
really?
But no. Yeah, I know the Weird Al. I never understood. I thought it was an original song.
No, it's called Ridin' by Chamillionaire is the original song. So, do we not like They See Me Dronin'? They hatin'?
Well, you better like something quick. Or not.
Wait, what if John is Dave Parak, though?
Well, no, because that's the other guy. The other guy in our chat room. There's only two.
Oh, that's Eve's Dave Drop, or whatever. Eve's Quarak. Eve
I'm
Quarak.
guessing, yeah.
So... Technophilia, more drone than Amazon. No, I don't like it.
Yep.
Dronin' hard.
Oh, god damn it. What did I do to my feed reader? I broke it.
Man, we are really... This is the hardest time I've ever had coming up with a title. Amazon drones, faster delivery, Technophilia, Jackson's a robot, James hates games.
James needs to go, so, how we doing?
I don't know, Jackson's playing with the fonts over there. He must be getting bored.
I am. Hurry up.
Why don't you come up with something?
Uh,
I feel like I'm pulling all the weight here with the ideas.
I think you just
Are
need to
you
pick one.
really?
Maybe Dronin.
they
What
be
was it?
droning.
We be
I be
Dronin.
hating.
Alright, we be droning. That's cool.
We be droning. Okie
Dronin.
dokie.
Because we're cool. We're cutting the last letter off.
Yeah, put
Okay.
an apostrophe at the end of the
We be
droning.
Was this the font that I used? I can't remember.
my
Whatever. Use a font.
Okay, let's see.
I typed in droning into Google, and there's a WordPress blog called Drinkin' and Dronin'.
Stupid font. We be droning.
That we looks like it says he.
I know. I've just got to change the font.
Right. Dave, thank the listeners for listening.
Listeners,
And, we be going
thanks.
to.
and if you are... Wait, what the fuck is happening right now? Why am I looking at Technophilia 85? Sorry. If John, if you're not Dave P, then congratulations on making it through the show. If you are Dave P, then not congratulations on making it through the show. And the rest of you, thank you.
And that's it. We're gone. We're out.
And Jackson, thank you.
Sure, thanks.
All right. I am gonna stop now. Bye bye.